My name's Gina and I run a company called Spark.
Stand Up, Speak Out is a project that allows students to have a voice on inequality, to engage with what inequality actually means today.
I created the 10-week project as a way of exploring this learning and how we could help the young people understand it further through drama.
The project is very honest. It's looking to open up the mindsets of these young people and hopefully get that across in a performance at the end, which will hopefully open up the mindsets of the audience members as well.
So at the beginning of the project, a lot of the content of the workshops is exploring the issues, making sure the young people understand what different parts of gender inequality mean, really giving those young people an understanding and an ownership of those issues.
There's nothing in the national curriculum that means that you have to cover gender.
We then start to explore their responses to the issues through drama, trying out lots of different methods to get them to respond themselves naturally through devising a piece of theatre. An important part of each workshop is we always have a warm-up at the beginning of the session, whether it's playing games or doing some kind of exercise that's unrelated to the topic. And this is to really get the young people opening up, feeling confident, feeling able to express themselves. We really got them to think about what those sources are saying to them as young people and people in general.
So we might look at tweets and try to reenact that tweet, or we might have a picture from an advert and try to recreate and have like a living image of it.
Things like adverts on television, in magazines, song lyrics, pictures from films or celebrities, all sorts of different sources. We see issues every day. Objectification of women, we see suicide levels in men rising, we see gender pay gap, a lack of women in positions in power, catcalling in the street, we see abuse on social media.
It's opened my eyes to how society is.
The group devised the work. They created scenes, they created freeze frames and frozen images, they created sometimes movement pieces, and that was all put together into one big piece of theatre.
And I definitely think that it's given them the opportunity to devise, which is a fundamental part of the GCSE specification, allowing them to have their own ideas, because so often they're prescribed a narrative that they have to deliver, they're given a script. It's hard then to get them to be creative.
Creating small scenes that eventually built up into a massive play, and it's like fun putting your own ideas and making your own way of showing that this should be changed.
Devising a piece of work obviously takes collaboration, which is kind of inherent to the work that Gina has done with the students.
The groups were engaged throughout. They were able to articulate things like unconscious bias and stereotyping. They had a real understanding of future aspirations for them as young men and young women. They also understood how sometimes society might not have this same view, and that's something that needs to shift and change, and only can shift and change by them continuing to stand their ground and say, no, I can do whatever I want, I can be whoever I want regardless of my gender.
We made the play. It's based on unconscious bias, what people in the past would think what women should do and what men should do.
And it's like one big difference. 2019 and that time 1918, the rules have been changed since then.
The secondary school students engaged in it in very different ways, looking at things like male suicide and pressure for men to be strong, be brave, not show emotion, to be the provider. Social media and the pressure that can have on young people. Depression, they were really interested in looking at objectification in the media and sexualisation of women. We had a lot of parents who attended our primary school project.
It's really refreshing to see boys talking about inequality against girls. You know, they were coming to terms with really complex issues, like unconscious bias is something you read about in psychology books.
They were able to stand up and perform, stand up and speak out.
There's been a real growth in their kind of understanding of what gender equality is. Their confidence levels have grown. A lot of students who I see who are quite insecure or quite shy around the school are really coming out of their shells because of this project.
We have really made those young people think about things and change the way that they'll think about things moving forward.
They need to be engaged with what's going on in the world. They need to be engaged in conversations about equality. And what we should be doing is striving for a better society, so they need to know what they can do to change it. What's important is that a group of students have got together, created this piece of work, are going to share it with another 120 students that are going to go away and have conversations about this work, and then going to speak about it with other people, and hopefully it will ripple through the school and we'll all be having these conversations about inequality, unconscious bias, intersectionality, feminism, masculinity. I think that they're going to all come out of it feeling better about themselves and more confident to have a voice and to share that. I'm sure they will leave feeling really proud of themselves.
They understand the journey we've taken so far, but also the journey that we still have to take to reach equality, and that they have to be a part of that.
Everyone deserves kind of an equal opportunity. Like, women deserve to go to university and men deserve to have emotion.
More schools should be really encouraging of projects like this. Schools shouldn't just be an exam factory. I think that students need to learn, about what's going on in the world and have the platform to explore that creatively, find their own place in the world.
We'd love to work with more schools. This project was just the start of Spark's work. We also think that not all schools would be able to have a project on a larger scale like this, so we're really looking forward to running one-off workshops in both drama classes but also PSHE classes. We'd love to be able to work across the whole school in talks and assemblies. We're really grateful to our funders who have made this project possible. Without them it wouldn't have been able to run, and it's been a real honour to be able to use their money and help these young people learn about these important issues and to share that work.
It is an amazing project.
Very much. Yes.
It's been so good.
Very fun experience that I've learned from quite a lot.
Have you enjoyed the project?
Yes.